The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Office of Civil Defense. This is an emergency broadcast. This is not a test. Local law enforcement agencies are warning of violent unrest in the following counties.
Alright, cool. We'll launch into it and say, well, hello and welcome to the very emergency special edition episode of the Holy Hour podcast, the all cure, all miserable podcast. I'm Gavin and I'm joined by Chaz. How's it going, man?
I've been better, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this right now.
We're back to our COVID era beginnings of a podcast. So, this is something that we needed to just throw out as soon as possible. I'm going to try to post this the night of. We figured we needed to address the elephant in the room, I guess. So, what's going on with Simon over there, which kind of blew up over the weekend and has all the Cure fans ready to strangle each other and just cry.
Yeah.
Everyone's a mess. We've had a few days to process it, I guess, because of our schedulings and stuff. We didn't jump on it the night of. I was like, let's give it 24 hours at least to see what else unfolds, and then trying to size it up. So we're technically on day 4 since this erupted.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I think is good because we have had a few developments here, and we figured we should walk you through it in case anybody's missed anything. And I was, people are actually commenting and sending us messages that, what are you guys gonna say about this? And I was like, I don't have any inside scoop, man. I wish I did, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Gavin and I don't know the band, and we know just about pretty much as you would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My wife was like, "Do you want me to?" Because I know that person from Book of Love, who's friends with a member in the band, and she was like, "Do you want me to call her?" And I was like, no, I don't
exactly.
no, this is, and that's the other thing that I was seeing is people contacting Simon's children, and other members of the band. Stop fucking doing that.
Yeah,
that's not cool. You might know, think that you know them and that you're friends with them, but this is a really personal matter, and you can leave it up to us to wildly speculate, which is fine.
Yeah.
But don't go after family members and start dogging them because I don't know what my mother does. So how am I supposed to answer for her? You know?
Exactly.
So,
and of course, they're gonna give you the most vague, even if they knew all the dirt. They're not gonna be the one to blow the secret or whatever. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, because you're doing the same thing that they know you're going to do. And you're posting, well, I just talked to so-and-so, and this is what they said. And it's just because they're not going to give you any answers because you just did that shit that they know that you're going to do.
Yeah.
And,
it's just this weird, and we're going to see this through all this that we go over of just how strange all this is. I think just so much really puts light on this social media age that we live in, and, the fact that it came out like that. So weird that he did it that way. I mean, but all in all, what I was hoping to accomplish with us talking tonight is that maybe we can help you guys sift through some of the bullshit or some of the theories, and we can all kind of size it all up together, and maybe everybody will at least kind of know what we're facing a little bit better all together, and maybe hash out some stuff that because I've kind of benefited from some of the threads and stuff reading that too, where other people have suggested some things and we get a little ahead of ourselves, but so there's definitely gonna be some speculation here, but why not? Let's try to all size it up. I think we got this whole podcast devoted.
So let's just say it.
Let's do it. Yes. So like I said, we'll try to size it up. So this is day 4 of this stuff, in case, and I guess for history's sake, when people, if they listen to this podcast years from now, they'll know that this was the moment that all this weird internet shit went down. So we'll recap some of the things that are confirmed, because there sure isn't much as far as actual quotes and things that are officially announced. So So like I said, day 4 of this, the only real update as of today was deletings of the messages. Simon's initial comment was deleted, Pearl's, and we'll get to that, were also deleted. So I kind of take that as good news in the sense that if something was posted out of, fit of the moment, anger, caught up in the moment kind of thing, usually it is that next day, for whatever reason, you delete it, so maybe that's still good news. Or it's legal shit at this point, and he had to take it off. So who knows? So it could be either drastically horrible or totally good news. Like a lot of this could go 50-50 either way.
Well, even if it's bad news, it's still the same news.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the bad news is he left the band. Yeah. Like that's the worst it's gonna get. And
I took it, just the fact waking up this morning of no official statement from Robert was driving me crazy, or the band, but at the same time that's actually pretty good in the sense that maybe they're actually talking and fighting. Even it would be better than just them, if it was something that had been a long brewing problem with Simon, like this was like the last straw kind of thing, you think it would have been like, all right, we've taken this as far as we could, fuck you all, I'm out kind of thing. Then it would have been like press release ready to go, you know what I mean? It seems like that would have been if it had been like a long-term problem that we just had no clue about. So it's good in a sense that we don't have an official statement. Only scary again to do the flip side of the Incure world of how radio silence. I think that's what you had said when we were messaging initially of like, Robert's a bit notorious for kind of disappearing when shit gets weird too, So it's just kind of so like he could just be like, yep, I'm just not gonna say anything for like 3 years, and then he comes back and we figure, it is what it is at that point. But so who knows? So I don't know.
If anybody expected Robert to come out and say, well, fuck him, and this, it's not going to happen that way. And it's like you're expecting too much, and you should, the track record.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't the first time somebody's left the band / kicked out or whatever had happened, so... And the track record pretty much stays the same when it comes to Robert, and that's he doesn't go to the media about this or the fans, and it's very kept hush-hush.
Yeah.
And, so, which I admire.
And a lot of shit you still never know. Like, we still don't really know what the hell happened with Perry, stuff like that, or it's just like, I don't know, you'll get some other weird version 4 years from now when he does a weird, bicycling magazine interview or something. It's all these little things, or if you just piece it together, we'll probably eventually have something. But for those, maybe we're rambling too much here in the beginning. Even let's backtrack to what was actually said and concerning Simon Gallup, of course, and a message that was posted on Facebook. You broke the news to me. I was just sitting on the porch watching another thunderstorm, and I got your text. I was like, oh shit, what? It's like, what, around 4 on Saturday, maybe August 14th.
Man. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I for once wasn't scrolling through the internet. I was like, oh no, what is this? And so apparently Simon Gallup on his Facebook page posted, and here's the direct quote that we've all seen a billion times at this point. With a slightly heavy heart, I am no longer a member of The Cure! ! Good luck to them all. ... So already I just had to get all like high fidelity on it and overanalyze every fucking word. So that's kind of the tricky part with this, is that you could really, what does yet be? Like, why is there an exclamation mark after? Upon first reading it, I was kind of like, oh, he's full on quitting, but then like it seemed pretty quick. I am no longer a member. Made me kind of think like, well, maybe he's like totally pushed out of the band, like he was told to leave. Slightly heavy heart, it's obvious that he's not that sad about it, maybe because he's pissed, So I was like,
then why would you put the exclamation point then? So it's very passive aggressive and very like, I'm gonna break up with my girlfriend kind of sort of vibe to it. So,
and good luck to them all isn't like the whole band's just breaking up, so I'm no longer a member, so it's like, okay, what the fuck is that? So that was odd. And then very quickly in the thread, I guess spelled out, because when you first told me and I looked at it, it was already in there, was that key comment that, he didn't respond to hardly anyone, I don't think, except for one person had asked for like health issues kind of thing that a lot of people were questioning, if he was okay. Yeah. And he says, I am okay, just got fed up of betrayal. So that was kind of the nut kicker right there. Even the first thing was kind of like, okay, well, whatever, they're all 60, and if he just wanted to leave, that's totally fine, nobody's gonna get really that. I mean, it's not fine, but you can't leave. Yeah. But at the same time, it's not like something bad blood. He's the last person at this point too. You would think that would be in that situation, especially the word betrayal, though. That's where it gets like, what the fuck is that? That's a harsh word. Like, no matter any band breaking up or leaving, if you're like saying, he was just a prick, or we just had artistic differences or whatever, but betrayal, that's like very strong word,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, from that initial, like, I this became like the fucking Zapruder film for Cure fans over the last couple days, and they're just going through it frame by frame, like trying to dissect everything. And it's, I don't know. Like, not that I never took it seriously, but I just deal with, heartbreak a different way and sort of make jokes about it. So that's like been my thing. But like, I don't know. Like it was, I didn't take a side, which was, it's like, I feel like a lot of Cure fans right now are demanding people to take sides.
Yeah.
And
it's very odd. I was a little surprised by that. Like, I kind of felt like it was already hitting weird levels of stages of grief kind of thing. And people were like surprisingly even snapping at Robert in their comments and stuff. They're like, well, not surprising there, the tyrant and all. So I'm like, whoa, calm down. I was like, we don't even know anything yet. It's like turn it.
I don't know where that comes from. Like, I don't know if that's like going back to maybe even Lowell. I don't know, of like when people started taking sides of people leaving the band or getting, removed from the band. But like, I don't know why Simon is all of a sudden like the quote unquote innocent party and Robert's to blame for everything. There's two sides to everything, and this mindset that there's no cure without Simon is like,
it's something we
I don't know if you want to go over that right now, if you want to get to it, but
on the horizon. But there are definitely the two sides to that thinking too. It's like it's kind of sweet, the sense that you wouldn't almost expect everyone to rally behind the bass player that much. I mean, it really just does show how loved he is of this band, and how like a kick in the nuts this is. The sense we're just like, whoa, everyone will just like, it's like it totally just feels like, a Christmas dinner fight or something with your family or something, watching it, where you're just like, Dad, no. It's like when you just start seeing your fucking uncle swinging at your dad or something, or it's just like, oh my God, it's like everybody's just kind of like turning in weird directions and seeing sides that you didn't want to see. But, so I mean, I think it is all stemmed off of that betrayal word. I really feel like if it had just been, I'm no longer a member of the Cure, good luck to everybody, everybody'd be wondering everything from him just wanting to retire to just focus on his cycling, or, just have health problems, whatever, and it's like, but that just totally makes it feel like something went down, like what the hell happened at that anniversary party the night before, It's like, damn, man, somebody said something way out of line, what do you, like, Robert cut the turkey before he showed up or something, what the hell? But yeah,
I feel I feel like there's more of a pushback against the band or Robert than there was, and maybe because I'm a bigger Cure fan than New Order, but like when Peter Hook left the band, I just feel like it was, I don't know. They both kind of went and did their own things, and I think it was like it was a tragic, like, because people don't want to see that happen.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if New Order lost a chunk of their fanship because
Yeah,
left the band.
That's a weird one because his musical side is so crucial to New Order. Peter Hook, but at the same time, you kind of always knew that they hated each other, like for a long time anyway. And I think that's something that Cure fans, teeter into dangerous territory of these relationships that we build up in our brains for the most part because we don't really, you know what I mean? Just like even the Robert and Mary stuff and like these friendships, that they've just. People assume that Robert and Simon are like, playing mini golf together every weekend and stuff, and it's just like, I'm sure, they're like any friends where they probably go months without even talking to each other and stuff, or it's like, so I mean, I think it's just that extra of like, what? How could you do this? How could you ruin the friendship kind of thing? It's like, we don't know, so I think it's just,
That's one thing that bothers me is this like fetishization of like the relationships between band members and especially that Mary versus Mary Robert thing. Like I just love that, and I'm like, you don't know their relationship. Right. Like you made something up in your head that's their relationship, but it's not their relationship. I was like, he scratches his ass and farts in bed, and his balls smell, and she makes terrible food, and like they fight, and like. I'm just like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
a credit to them that they lead us. Dogs. It's kind of like the music where, I think they're so convincing with their levels that you just feel like that could be a possibility. So, I mean, that's a testament to them. But at the same time, we don't know, so it's. But I guess going along the outskirts of friendships and also confirmed things was very shortly after we had the second round of actual confirmed quotes, and Roger decided to tweet. This was almost the weirder wrinkle here. A friend just told me that he saw Lowell at Guitar Center buying a bass. He didn't write ha ha ha, but it kind of goes with that.
Yeah.
And then I think sadly a few people were like, "What? He plays bass?" It's like, no, clearly
those people don't get comedy and don't get jokes. And I know you're not looking at it at this like you're looking at it with like a hurt mindset. Perfect joke. Perfect timing. Thought it was hilarious.
It was
home run.
Pretty damn funny, but
yeah.
But weird, right? I mean, like
it's very weird because, like, given the situation, it's very high schoolish, sort of mentality, and depending on what kind of personality you had in high school, I signed with Roger a little bit on this one just because I thought it was way funnier.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, even just in the sense that it was crafted clever enough where you still didn't know, like, is he making fun of Simon for posting that on Facebook in a sense by saying, oh, whatever, Lowell's buying a bass, Simon, see ya, or it was like, this is also ridiculous, hey, a friend of mine told me that Lowell's buying a bass, like
that's what I think that's what it was. I think that, like, and this is all speculation.
Yeah.
I think that Roger saw this as so ridiculous that he was just like, I got to make a joke out of this.
Yeah.
And I got to do it now.
And like, kind of break the tension in a sense too, maybe. But it kind of added more. But at the same time.
Yeah. Then the joke back of, you have it right there. I don't have it in front of me, but what he retweeted after that, I'm sure.
Oh, just the clear, whoever said that Cure fans have no sense of humor, that one when the person was all like, he's buying a bass or whatever. So so I mean, and then nothing else from Roger, and you said those are still up on his Twitter and stuff. You didn't delete it
from last I checked.
I mean, I guess it's so out in left field that those can hover around. So interesting there. But, too, knowing Roger's past, like, tweets and stuff, I mean, that isn't too out of character either. I mean, that's pretty much on, But unfortunately, like I said, it's just, like, I don't know if, like, all these are, like, maybe I'm giving them too much credit for thinking they're very precise in the wordings and stuff, you know, but at the same time,
yeah,
it probably isn't, you know. I'm just overanalyzing every little word and shit, but at the same time, it's like from Simon's down to, you know, if he just said, yep, I'm done, you know, that would have been so much clearer, but that was even just, you know, weird by throwing betrayal in there, and then Roger's kind of joke that could go either way. It's like, what? So, it's like, okay. And then it gets weirder even. What was this, Monday, right? Where Pearl made a post on Instagram. Yeah. And a picture of Pearl's arm flexing, all the badass tattoos and everything on there. One kind of centered tattoo, the rock and roll bitch, I think it says on there. I'm not sure if that was meant to be the main message or just showing strength and just happened to be the arm with tattoos. But then wrote a very poetic statement. It's all just flows very, you know, nice and such, but still, like, everybody was like totally like, yay, you said this makes me feel so much better, Pearl. But it would kind of made me like, well, what the fuck is this? I'm like a Bible verse now kind of thing where I'm like deciphering all this other shit. If I was having trouble deciphering the other stuff, like, all right, so you want to hear the whole thing? Should I read it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Pearl posted,
just in case it gets deleted.
Yeah. So time for another history rewrite. And the special wording to slip between the lines. Another step into your own mind. A perfect truth for the blind. While others drown in tired promises and undefined lines. Artistic freedom wins over in the end, even after we have all gone. Your lies and betrayal flitter in the dust, making the only tears I shall shed. And then it's signed with a little circle with the line through it symbol, which was also reoccurring in a story mode picture that very prominently had that there. Which I looked it up. I couldn't really find anything other than it was a symbol for phi, the Greek letter. So I'm not really sure what the fucking Da Vinci Code now or something. So, and then it ends with a nice little, even Bootsy Collins said he was one of the best. Peace.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So clearly there's some kind of passive aggressive harshness to this too, maybe. But at the same time, it seems like it's written with the idea of like, yeah, this is good. Artistic freedom wins in the end. Is it already a song? Maybe I didn't think it seemed original. Know. I didn't think it's like lyrics to anything, right?
I didn't do a Google search on the words.
All the words, yeah. I'm sure somebody would have probably called it out if it was something I didn't recognize.
Yeah, I didn't. But I didn't bother to read the comments. I couldn't deal with like toxic fans today.
Yeah.
And you know, I start. You know, Pearl had stuff to say at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
About Robert. So this is nothing new, and I totally expected something to come out from her, and that's fine. If you're assuming that her and Simon have the same issues of what's going on, then you're jumping on something that you don't know yet.
And,
you know, I have my speculations, but I'm not saying it's truth, and because I don't know. But I'm not making sides up on this. But yeah, I just took it for what it was, and you know, Flea put out a tweet, you know, giving Simon encouragement, and you know, but.
And Pearl even responded a lot to comments, mostly just with the heart and stars and stuff. And there was one that was the most like relevant one where somebody just kind of confirmed, this is meaning Simon, right? Kind of thing. And Pearl posted, of course, forever one of my favorite bass players and a true friend. So ultimately it is, you know, we could pick it apart, like I say, Da Vinci Code style all day, but at the same time, we're not going to know what the fuck they're talking about, clearly. Maybe they are on the same page, who knows? But at the same time, it's just support of Simon, I think, is what, the real takeaway from it. So that's sweet, but at the same time, too, I'm like, well, this doesn't help. Like, now I'm really confused. But
like... Yeah, I'm gonna support Simon as a bass player, but like I don't know what happened. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I'm as and that's the thing that like everybody's like jumping on the Simon bandwagon because I want to too, because he's my favorite bass player ever and my favorite band. But I don't know the story, and I'm not gonna start cutting Robert Smith out of my life because Simon is mad at him or whatever,
Yeah.
And
like you said, and I kind of feel like it got kind of brushed over where nobody really wanted to address it, but Pearl definitely, there's some bad blood with Pearl and Robert right now from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame stuff, and there was always a little bit of something stewing, I think, since the last time, when Pearl left. There's something went down where they're not definitely as close as they used to be from what I could see, but everyone, I think, just didn't really have enough to go on or want to dwell in that, but because that got deleted real quick too, when there was like some comments. I should have pulled them up, but no need to dwell in that, right? So, but
I'm pretty sure I took a screenshot of it, but I didn't look at it. I
don't know.
I don't read comments sometimes. Like, it just like...
I gotta say,
Reeves, you gotta pick and choose your mental health battles.
Yeah, exactly. Reeves is quickly becoming my favorite member because today Reeves just posted a picture of like a hawk in a field.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I was all like, should I analyze this now? And I'm like,
Robert's a hawk.
I'm like, nah. Reeves is just like, whatever, man. Here's a picture of a hawk. I'll show up when they tell me to. So
I went through everybody's social media and like was like combing through, and I'm just like, come on, somebody give me something, and I'm just like,
a hawk. Cool.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just further proof that boomers shouldn't be on social media. I don't know. Is that mean to go there?
I think it's sort of proof, that nobody belongs on social media.
True. I think that's definitely the bottom line. So I guess we're going back before we start to dive into more of our personal speculations and theories, I guess. Like a lot of people, I initially hoped that the Facebook page was just like full on hacked. It's not absurd to think that with Facebook. It's a pretty thin page that he's got going there anyway. He doesn't post much. I think there was like once a month, some, very kind of just whatever comment, it wasn't like he uses it as a platform to get political or really, lash out on anything else. So I was all like, I didn't even know he fucking had a Facebook page. I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, whoa. So that soured quick. But the whole idea of that has been officially pretty much dismissed too, just in the sense that that would have been really quick to shut down if somebody had just like hacked in, and it gotten back to him that was something he didn't want out there. Then clearly that would have been like shut down probably in like an hour. But more creditably, I saw that, and this maybe people didn't quite oversee this, but through some Facebook page group somewhere in the comments, I saw that Chris White, the guy that does Cure News and did the old official fan club and stuff, confirmed in somebody's comment that definitely is Simon's Facebook page 100%. And also that he had texted Simon in the morning. Of course, he just ended it there. I was like, well, what the fuck did you talk about? It's like, But of course, obviously, he's not going to... It's like, and he told me, he's not going to be the one to, just disclose all the dirt there. But so that pretty much at least sadly rules out the idea. I really was kind of just hoping it was like, he went to the bathroom and Roger picked up his phone and was like, check this out. One of those kind of deals.
This is so funny, guys.
But no, unfortunately, that's not the case. So, possible causes. I thought maybe we should address this because this is kind of the phase we're all in now. And I did want to put a disclaimer in, not that we need to like gossip or need the dirt and stew in all the juicy details of them turning on each other, but rather to size up how permanent this might be. Is it something that they can get over? Or, you know, if we do come up with a more creditable cause for all this, we can really start to, you know, accept the fact that maybe he won't be in the band ever again, you know? So there is a little bit more validity. Maybe I'm just trying to justify it, but we're all going to hash out what the fuck happened, Simon. So, yeah. Did you have a top theory on the top of your head? You'd sent one to me early on.
Sure, man. The text messages and messages were like, you know, well, maybe Eden's going to take over. And I'm like, I don't think that's how this works.
Yeah.
You know? You know, I don't think somebody says I'm leaving this, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame multi-million selling band and claim betrayal, and then my son's just gonna pick it up and take my mantle or whatever.
That's like,
maybe he doesn't even want to. Like I don't know why people are putting that on him.
Yeah, just because he played those 2 shows. That was something that's totally and addressed even, so it's not even really a thing, because when he said the betrayal comment, it was in response to somebody was asking if he was ill and stuff, and he flat out said, no, I'm okay. And I guess it is just because he missed those 2 shows in 2019, but betrayal has nothing to do with I don't feel good, unless he's talking about his body betraying him. Ooh, maybe he's like like I'm betrayed by my heart or something, I have to sit it down. But that's ridiculous.
Let's put it out there as, maybe there is an issue with him, being able to perform. Or maybe, it's, I don't know, like it's just, or there's other reasons other than Robert stabbing him in the back, that everybody's jumping to.
At least 5,000, So I mean, I mean, it could even, if you really take the health reason, which is ridiculous because he's like clearly the healthiest one out of all of them, but I guess that's the way life goes, right? Or he'll be the one that dies of the heart attack. And I was like, what? That guy's like...
But I mean, he is the one that has left the band more often than not for health reasons.
Yeah. And it could be something where he thinks he's fine, but Robert's like, no, we're not taking you on tour or something, and he's like, betrayal, like, how can you do this to me, kind of thing. He's like, it's for your own good, Simon. There we go, right in the script there. But, but also going along the lines of what you're saying with the Eden connection and stuff, it's like, well, whatever, if he's that pissed or he's using the word betrayal, like you said, his son isn't going to be like, well, I'll do it, or else it's going to be like an even bigger family rift there. So I mean, I guess weirder things have happened, but at the same time, I wouldn't expect him to be the top candidate after that, if he's really got bad blood with these guys that have been his buds for so long. I don't think his son's going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. So, I mean, he would be my top case if Simon just had to, like, resign. I think he proved he'd been great, and it's sweet to have your kid in there. So, yeah, he would be my top vote, but I don't see it happening. So,
I mean, as far as... I don't know. I would rather have him do his own thing. That's my own opinion with kids. Like, I mean, I think they should do their own thing and not have to worry about standing in their parents' shadow.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And that was really sweet that he played those shows, but I don't really want him in that, like, long term.
Yeah.
Spread your wings and fly.
Yes. You are the future, Eden. You have to carry it on. So probably not the illness factor. I had the top of the list blowing off steam, and this is what we're kind of going back to now, or hopefully this is just something that we'll never know, and he was just pissed off. and had Facebook open, as many of us done. We're all guilty of this one. So just like overreaction maybe to a disagreement of any sort, whether it be the anniversary party comment or whatever, it's like, hopefully it's something that trivial or just not that important to us that we'll ever know what it was. And it was just an overreaction. And even if it takes a year, fine. Nobody's doing anything for a while anyway. So let them have time to cool it off, So.
And just because, Rolling Stone and every other music publication is reporting that he's out of the band, they don't know more than you do. No, they're just reporting on that Facebook post.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like Simon came out to them
and
gave like a public press conference to them and they have some knowledge. They're doing the same thing that we are right now. But
right.
It's, it could be squashed right now as we're talking.
Yeah.
Which we're hoping. So
in negotiations. Yeah. So who knows? One of the theories you had sent to my head was just COVID restrictions, and it'd be really sad if it was all kind of a COVID casualty in the sense that it does have something to do with postponing shit, which seems possible. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, this is all wild speculation and not, anything that I know concrete, but I think it's pretty well known that Simon is less liberal than Robert and is more a conservative mindset. And I know that he was pissed off about the COVID lockdowns and some of the books he was reading were a little that he posted were a little head scratching, and it concerns me, especially in this day and age. I don't think he's full Morrissey or anything, so, but there is a concern to my, in my mind, that there were issues with, not wanting to commit to the regulations of everything that goes with COVID and touring and going to other countries.
Or even just being more like, I want to get out there and do it. Fuck it, let's make it happen. And kind of being like, you don't have to drag your feet on everything, Robert. Kind of thing. It's like, I could see that.
Yeah, they could be that too.
I could see Robert being a little more worried about COVID too. He's like, come on, man. I'm not going out there. It's like you ride bikes all the time and shit, man. I'm not going out into that. But,
and my worst fear of this was they were like, you have to do this, and if you're not going to do it, we got to move forward because we got an album and we got all this other shit and we got to move, and other bands are doing it.
Yeah.
And like we're the only ones sitting still, and and Robert's doing stuff. Like that's the thing that bothers me is that Robert's doing all this stuff and he's out playing with bands, and Reeves was playing with his band a couple weeks ago, and Roger is doing whatever the fuck he's doing, and
a bit in a sense, so and I kind of
they're active.
Yeah, I could see how it would aggravate Simon, but at the same time, I feel like what they're doing, The Cure couldn't do that though. I mean, if The Cure goes out on tour, it's not going to be playing the occasional scattered shows like Reeves is doing. It's not even the Gorillaz thing, it's like he did one song and played guitar on another song. I mean, that's hardly a fucking European tour and stuff, it's like people
look at all the other festivals going on in the world, in the country.
But even those, I mean, they're starting to really either pull back, or there's definitely not new ones being booked right now and stuff. So I don't know how far along. Yeah, again, that could be a thing. Or how close were they to announcing something? If they were like a week away or back 2 weeks ago when he was supposed to make the big announcement, instead we got this big announcement. So yeah, maybe that. But at the same time, now it's like, nobody's gonna be booking shit, like for this year. So,
well, now, like right now is different than when everybody was booking these festivals, and like even like New Order like put their concerts back on with Pet Shop Boys, and
isn't it like 2022 though, right? It's like pushed away.
Yeah, but they still, there's, the point is that they're being proactive, and they're saying we're not going out now, but here in 2022, we're good to go. And like, we haven't heard any of that. And like, there's got to be a reason. And it's really, that scares me. Like that scenario in my mind is the one that upsets me the most. And I hope it's not that.
Yeah. But also,
because
like,
there's no real way around that.
Yeah, that's something that, it would just be so unfortunate if it's just stupid COVID shit, because it is like, it's stressing everybody the fuck out. So it would make sense. But then the catch with that too is like, he's kind of screwed in the sense that, okay, so if he leaves the band though, so now he's just a dude not in any band and not playing any shows, as opposed to being in the Cure and not playing any shows. I mean, what is not being in the band really get him? Is not going to reform Fool's Dance and play club shows or something in the next year? So it's like he's still not going to be doing anything. I mean, I can't imagine he would start up something right now, unless the bickering got him kicked out of the band. That could be, he didn't full on leave it. He was just like, well, fine, don't fucking be in the band kind of argument, And
that's another issue that would divide the fan base.
Yeah.
So like, it makes me sick to my stomach, like, thinking about that, just because I know that issue right now, like, you have a kid in school, you know what school boards are like.
Yeah.
And, I can't imagine throwing that, launching that grenade onto a already pissed off fan base that, for whatever reasons of no album or, their favorite bass player leaving the band is gonna just. So I'm crossing my fingers, and I just put that out there in case really it does happen. We're prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And the other likely one that segues into that is it could be something album related, in the sense that he was just fed up of betrayal of deadlines. Maybe he's been giving them even more false deadlines than we've heard, even, and like,
maybe.
So maybe he's just pissed. There's like, I can't imagine Simon would really be that like pissed and passionate about like, this album must come out. But I mean, at the same time, it is his life, it is his music too, and his art, I mean, you would be like, fuck, just put it out, like, and maybe it could have been a silly argument that just escalated based on that even. So I wonder if it's something just with the album. A guy on Facebook just sent us a message the other night too, saying what could have been something with the like actual recording of the album, like maybe Robert like changed all his fucking parts or played over his bass parts or something. I mean, it could be. So I mean, that's a classic band breakup story.
That's like
right
a Dave
there.
Grohl move.
Yeah, some Beatles like, shit or something.
Just like, that's like I don't see.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And like I can't like. I don't know, because everything's so up in the air. So maybe it did happen, but like I don't see Robert doing that. And because like Dave Grohl did that to the guy from Sunny Day Real Estate and completely fucked him out of the band, and with his drum parts. And like I don't see Robert doing something like that.
You hear Robert doing the guitar stuff where you can tell he gets over obsessive and like, like a lot of those songs, it really is him just playing all the guitar parts, like poor old Perry didn't even fucking play on the whole song probably, but that's different with guitar. I can't imagine he would just totally be like, fuck it, and re-record Simon's bass or something. And that's so like 20 degrees down the line of speculation too, but I could see it being something that would piss him off enough to leave the band. But I can't believe Robert would be that oblivious to do that without. So I don't know.
Well, that oblivious, and if it came up as like an issue,
right, he would be like, "I'm sorry, I don't record it."
Be like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry." Yeah, I don't see him like, "Well, my bass playing's better on this." So, fuck you, and like I don't see that happening. But again, like I don't like somebody else messaged me that like, "Do you think that he recorded over all Simon's bass players?" And I'm like, "No."
It's definitely possible.
Like out of all the scenarios, that's like the least likely one that I can come to. I'm just like, what purpose does he serve by doing that? Like, I don't know.
Somebody else suggested the betrayal might not have necessarily been towards Robert. Like maybe they've been in negotiations with a label or something, and they were getting fucked around. Which I guess could be. There's been so much time. Who knows? Maybe they have made like some kind of label deal, and the label's like holding up the release of the album because they don't want to have the vinyl pressing plant, so they don't want to put it out. We're hearing all that shit. So I mean, and maybe Simon was just like, I'm fucking sick of the record label betrayal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It seems like he would have clarified that a little bit.
A little far-fetched, but yeah.
Possible. I mean, it could have added to it. That's probably more realistic. It could be something like that just, the label or something technical was holding it up and Robert wasn't standing up to it or something, and maybe he was pissed for that, so.
It could. Somebody messaged me and asked about the relationship between him and Roger, and I was like, I don't know. So I don't know why you're asking me. Yeah. But
between Simon and Roger?
Simon and Roger.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. That could be an issue too. There's I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like at some point there's been little stories going all the way back to disintegration and pre of everybody hating somebody at some point or another, I think they all had their moments, but I don't know. I mean, Robert went on the record during the festivals year, 2019 or something, of literally saying how great the band gets along now. We're all just because we're a bunch of old guys, saying we don't fight at all. Everybody's totally cool with each other. It's almost crazy how much we all get along or something. It's just oops, maybe not.
They got over all their addictions. Their balls have been drained, and they're all tame and tired, and It seems really weird to get involved in a bullshit argument at that age.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not in that position, and we all handle stuff differently. So, but it just seems to go from that so togetherness that we saw on stage, in that tour, and through the Hall of Fame, and now to see now. Yeah. It's what I need it behind the music.
Yeah, and I think that's why it was so easy for everyone to wonder if the Facebook thing was even him, because it's such a weird outlet for not only to do it on that, but for him to do it on that. Where it just seems like such a weird move. Why would Simon, who doesn't even post much on Facebook, make this huge statement only on Facebook? And it just is what? It just
we discussed that a little bit, that it was nighttime. I think in England, time that that was posted. So COVID times means a little laxed on your what you take in during the day.
Yeah.
And he could have been very much under the under the influence of alcohol or whatever he wanted to do.
Totally get it.
Dropped his phone and said, "Fuck it,"
Totally. Yeah, I totally get it. I just figured it'd be odd for him to do it that way, but and just for him to come out with it, it is. I think that's part of the shock, is that it's him. It's not that I'm even assuming they have this great, bromance that we were talking about earlier, but at the same time, because it is, given that he's that tight and has that history with Robert this long, I mean, it just, and we've seen the others. Roger, of course, has popped in and out a bunch of times. Reed's the newer guy, I could see him being I'm sick of this, I'm out, and even Jason, I mean, he's just always been quiet back there, but at the same time, they've had other drummers, so it would suck big time, and I'd be oh my God, if he left, but that makes a little more sense. But Simon's the last person you would expect, and it's
he is the last person I expected to. Yeah, he would be the last person I expect to leave the band.
Yeah.
I think I would have been more. I don't think I would have been more shocked if Robert just said the band's done.
Yeah.
That would have made a little bit more sense than
Yeah, even that makes more sense than Simon leaving. Yeah, so
yeah, you're 6. You're what? How old are you? Like, you go enjoy your life, you know.
Exactly.
And
yeah, that's the other weird thing. That all this is like these 60-year-old men, you know, messaging that back and forth with Nat and stuff. I was just like, what? I feel like I'm like following the Jonas Brothers right now with all this shit. And yeah, I'm like, well, these are like 60-year-old men like arguing about their band. You know, I'm just like, this is so weird. But so I guess as we phase into the last portion here of the horrible idea of facing the music, if it is all true and it's done, technically as much as we're clinging to the idea of the deleted messages and no official statement at this point, technically it's said and done, you know. I mean, he isn't in the cure, so I mean, at some point it is like death denial in a sense. We have to accept it. Luckily with the pace they're moving at and the pandemic, I would think they have time to sort it out still, even if it is a done deal.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be doing anything for a while. Nobody's going to be doing anything new for a while. So the album clearly isn't coming out anytime soon. But I don't know. I guess as far as the album being a sucker for that still, let's hope he does have all the bass parts recorded at least so we can still have the last fucking album. I'm still clinging to hope of that album and having Simon on it. And yeah, so I don't know, but is this also an excuse to scrap the album altogether? People are mentioning that because that was pretty much what did in 414 Scream or whatever the hell the part 2 was after Pearl had left, and he was like, well, why should I bother putting this out? It's not even the same lineup anymore. Like, what? It's like Robert Logic there. But so I don't know. Do you think it's not an excuse to scrap the album? But I mean, if Simon's officially out, do you think there's any chance in hell this out? I mean, I guess there's no chance in hell this album's coming out anyway.
if they scrap the album, I think the band's done.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that Roger and Reeves and Jason have another. Let's sit around and write another album that we don't even know it's going to come out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's been...
And yeah, that's a lot to ask for those guys.
Do you think they would even put it out without him, though? Like, officially not in the band, and then maybe or maybe not even touring for the album, just putting it out?
I mean, I hope it comes out. I mean, I want it to come out, and I hope it comes out because that gives everybody hope that there's like a future like tour but I think that I don't know, I want to say that Robert is gonna do the eventual right thing and put the album out, but I don't know.
It is starting to lean towards the, like, you know, Brian Wilson smile kind of thing where we get it like 15 years from now, the elusive whatever album that Live from the Moon
Chinese
album.
Democracy.
Yeah, or it's just like so beyond the fucking point at that, you know, like, all right, well, no pressure. Let's see if this thing's any good, you know. I mean, it's already got to that point with this album when it comes out. It better be epic as fuck at this point, you know, like if it just comes out and it's some like kind of boring turd of an album, you know, everyone's just be like, huh, really? That's what all this was about. But
shit.
Yeah, it actually has to be good now. He's putting all this damn pressure on himself. It didn't have to be that good. If he just dropped it really fast right after that Meltdown Festival, everybody been like, oh, cool, new Cure album, you know. But now it's this whole fucking thing.
It better be the best album of all time if we're putting this much emotion into this as fans, you know. But what another scenario, just as a fan. So let's say Simon's done with the band, the album comes out, they go on tour. Are you done with the band now that Simon's not in the band?
Nah, but I will be heartbroken, and I think it'll be like, it's just weird.
I don't.
But I don't think I would be like,
if they come to town and the bassist from the Twilight Sad is filling in, or something like that, it's not going to stop me from going to see them.
Me neither.
Like, I don't know what.
I could see somebody that's kind of on the ropes anyway, like Donald maybe or something. You know, like that's finally the excuse he would be to not have to ever worry about them again. You know, but at the same time, anybody that's that deep into the Cure mess and cares that much, you're still gonna go. I mean, it's gonna be weird as fuck. I mean, when I saw Eden playing with them in Austin City Limits, it was definitely weird still. I was just like, it seems weird. There just doesn't have Simon running around there. The fact that I knew it was his kid and stuff was sweet. And, after about 2 songs in, I totally loved it for that reason. But at the same time, it was definitely just weird not seeing him up there. You watch those old, Phil Thornalley shows, they're still always a little weird, It's just like, you're just like, it's great. He sounds good. People can play the parts, It's like, it's not like Simon, as much of a god as he is, there's people out there that could play it exactly like Simon, but it's just gonna be weird.
You're not gonna get the same voice as Robert Smith anywhere.
I mean, it's Robert that's there, as much as we want to admit it or not, But at the same time, I don't know. It's still, I mean, it's kind of the same with New Order, Like, I would see New Order if they came somewhere close to me and it didn't cost a fortune and it wasn't at a festival. But at the same time, it's weird when Peter Hook isn't playing with them. When I watch this clips now and stuff, and that other dude's just like playing, it sounds great, but at the same time I'm like, but they could do it. I just don't see, the whole thing with this too is like, it's just so late in the game, it's just like, what? It's just like they were totally just gonna put this last album out, do like maybe one huge epic tour, maybe kind of fade out with a few like festival dates throughout the years, and then just be like, all right, cool, man, play one epic last show or something, and like, that was like the obvious ending. Now it's all like, are you really gonna like rebuild the fucking band again at this point? And it's like, that's what I totally would see. Robert I mean, he's said it a million times, but not like he doesn't have to stick to everything he says apparently. But you know what I mean? It's just the pacing so horrible in this because it's like so late in the game. You're gonna get another dude in there. I don't even see him doing a full tour without Simon. I really do think that's the scariest part of all this, is in the sense that it's not that they can't play Cure songs without Simon. It's just, it's not the Cure without Simon in that sense, or it's just like, do you really want to rebuild the team, kind of thing? And it's like, I don't know. It just
I get that
odd.
point. I don't. Duff McKagan is my favorite member of Guns N' Roses. But if he leaves the band, I'm still going to see them if they come through town and I can afford it, which I haven't been able to afford for a long time. But that's besides the point. Like, New Order comes to town. Just because Peter Hook's not in the band, I'm not stopping to go see them. These are two of my favorite bass players ever, and I could go on. I'm going to see The Cure, yes, because Simon's in the band, but he didn't write all the lyrics that Robert did, that I love. And he didn't write all the song structures that I love, that Robert did. And he doesn't have that voice that I fell in love with, And it's going to be weird and it's going to suck hearing a Forest without, him playing bass. And I think maybe that's why the post came down and they're both realizing that, and hopefully that's what it was. But, it's not going to stop me from going to see my favorite band or from, making shirts or doing this podcast or anything,
Likewise.
But it would just add more episodes. We could just do episodes of let's guess a new bass player.
People are already on that. Like, let's get this person. Let's get this person. Phil Thornalley's still playing, and I'm just like, all right,
it's not going to be
too soon. Yeah, that's even come on, let's not recruit the new bass player already. I kind of see it like as the boring, predictable. If it did happen, they would scrap everything for a while, and then, like, once COVID's totally gone, I could see them playing a couple festival gigs and having like somebody that they don't even declare is in the band filling in, whether it's even somebody connected to whoever we've heard in the past, Severn or anybody, like, who fuck knows. But I could see them doing that, but not even, I almost don't think they would do like a full on like 2016 tour without Simon at this point. Like, I feel like Maybe he would. But the thing is, like, Robert's such a stubborn bastard. There's no way he's going to let Simon dictate the band breaking up. You know, he's not going to be like, well, fuck it, we'll break up then because Simon said it was time. There's no way, as much as he loves Simon or whatever, from what we could speculate, he's never going to let that be the time where he just says, yeah, well, we're broken up, so it doesn't matter. You know, like... He would probably just do a show out of spite without him one more time, just to fucking end it and then break up, you know. But it's like I can't see him doing that, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's like so eye rolly because I'm just like I'm 40 and I wouldn't be doing this with, you know, my best friend, you know. And I'm just like. You know, and it's, I don't know. I've saw too many people jump to conclusions and but we did it too. But at the same time, I'm just like, I'm not picking sides at any of this.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that it wouldn't stop me from going to see them.
Yeah.
That's not a pat on the back to Robert. That's just saying that regardless of what happened, and unless I see Robert like goose stepping down, you know, around Big Ben and right. you know, hanging out with Morrissey, it's not gonna stop me from going to see him. So
likewise, it's like, you know, talking about this shit for 170 episodes, I can like wheel Robert out and fucking prop him up against the microphone and I'll be there, you know. I might be like, I don't think I'll be like voting it's the best show yet or anything, but I would still love to, I'll be there, you know, if I can. But so, I mean,
in 40 years, when they have hologram technology all pointed out, we'll be going to see the hologram Cure on tour and at your local, Starbucks Geico Arena.
Totally. Our kids will like drag us out and be like, hey, it's the prayer tour. I'm like, what is this
with
shit?
Their kid, you know, with their kids in tow, you know, so.
It's like, come on, Dad, why would you not think this is cool? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Is it really a hologram? But yeah, I'll do it. Why not?
Just... As fans, take a deep breath. You don't have to commit to anything.
Exactly.
You can just let it play out, and you know, just go listen to whatever your favorite Cure album is, and you know, just vibe with it, you know, and just chill.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know,
I'm wearing enough for everybody, so
exactly,
it's all good. So.
And I hope it's nothing shitty, and if it is, I hope we never hear what it is. If somebody was ripping somebody off or whatever, you know, it's just like whatever. I don't want to hear that shit. You all just sort that out and let it fade away, and we'll never know. But at the same time, we do need to just. Like you're saying, relax in the sense he's not dead, you know. It's not like, you know, like everybody, like it was that traumatic all over these, and I get it. I drank 2 bottles of wine that night and felt horrible the next day. I was like, what am I doing? It's like it's all over. This is terrible. And but I mean, it's like he's not.
I think
dead.
if something like that happened, I don't think that we would be able to do this episode right now.
No,
it would probably be like a week or 2 from now. Like,
it is a bad warning sign because that day probably is coming at some point, you know. Or just like, oh my god, if our head's like this badly, it's like, what the fuck's gonna happen when they keel over? But
yeah, my wife, I was sitting on the couch all night with just my phone, and my wife's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, it's just the stuff with the Cure. And she's just like, yeah, I know. Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And like, I'm just like refreshing everything.
Yeah.
And like, she can tell I'm fuming. And I'm like, I'm upset, and like, I'm angry, and like, I'm hurt, and like, she's just watching me do this all on my phone. So
it's just like, I want some answers, god damn it. It's like, like
I was like, I need to go outside and smoke right now because I can't handle this.
Yeah. Just like locked myself in this back room. It's like texting you today. I was like, I haven't felt this psycho on Facebook since my last breakup, you know, where you're just like, what's going on now? What's going on now? What are they doing? Like, where's he going?
Oh my God.
Was Simon just going out to eat dinner now? It's like he's not even hurt.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's got that like weird like because I know you and I both don't like fetishize celebrity, so we don't like, that's not really our fix. So like when something comes like this, we don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So we don't know how to handle the celebrity goss. So So, and it doesn't help that this band is like the most anti social media band that's out there.
Exactly. So. It's like just based on the little nuggets we had to go on, you're just like, wow, guys. It's like any other band, they would have like tweeted like 500 things at this point. We've been able to piece it all together, but
we'd have everybody's story, including the roadies, by now.
Yeah, exactly.
If this was, you know, I don't know what band is out there now, but like, I'm so out of touch. If Olivia Rodrigo,
Imagine Dragons. Totally, we would know the whole scoop. But poor Robert, he probably still hasn't heard. He hasn't checked anything in a while. After that Gorillas thing, he probably went on like a vacation somewhere. It's just like, what?
That's what's so funny about all this, is that he probably he's like, Simon left the band? Like 3 weeks from now, he'll figure that out. You know?
So when did that happen?
Yeah. He's like, no, he's back now. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I like the people that were like seriously blaming Gorillas and stuff too. Like, as in, like, he was jealous. I was like, the song came out in like November of last year. I was like, does he play like one show or two shows with them? It's like, I think he could handle that. I'm assuming there might be something way more deep in the layers if it's connected to that. Like, he had like some beef with Damon where it was like his arch nemesis or something, then maybe, but but yeah, the collaborations, I think it is totally fine with that. And I don't think
people like that like definitely have like an axe to grind with Robert, it feels like, and they're looking for like any excuse to throw it on him rather than, you know, just wait and see what happens. So,
maybe it's just easier to blame Damon. How about we all do that? We can.
That's fine with me. Let's do that.
I like the people blaming Ross Robinson too. That's a good one. Right? It's like, I don't know how, but I know that motherfucker's connected somehow. It's his fault.
Listen, the last time that Simon wanted to leave the band, it was because of Ross Robinson.
Exactly.
So there's a track record here, and I think we need to point the finger at the right person.
Exactly.
So
perfect scapegoat. So
that's where the schism started.
Totally. Well, maybe we should leave it at that. Do you have any other things that we missed or thoughts? This is gonna be pretty loose because our normal episodes are so tightly organized and edited. but this one, I'm gonna try to get it up tonight so everybody else can hash out these same things with us. And I don't know, but
just take a deep breath, buy one of my new shirts when they come out, and forget that the band's not together. And
exactly.
That did cross my mind. I was just like, oh shit, people are gonna stop buying stuff.
You could probably just milk a bunch of Simon shirts for a long time, you know, just like
that's
like his little years on it, like he is dead or something, or just like all these.
Yeah, no cure without Simon, or like I stand with Simon or something. Right. Free Simon.
But yeah, I mean, we've been pretty much living in the past with this band for a while in the sense, so let's. It's not that big of a deal. We'll be okay, right?
Yeah, they didn't break up mid-tour and go home. Like nothing was actively happening.
Yeah.
So
we'll do a part 2 next week when we have more vague comments and tweets and random symbols
Everybody
we have to decipher. Yeah, we haven't heard from Perry yet, so there's still a lot of wild cards out there that could throw a wrench in this. Jason's gonna be the one that drops the bombshell. I was just like, whoa, didn't expect him to dish out all the dirt, but yeah. So anything could happen. We'll keep you posted. This doesn't even count as an official episode. We'll have another one out in 2 weeks that has nothing to do with this because I've already planned it. And we'll keep it rolling. I was like, how the hell am I going to put out a hyena episode? It's like literally the most like non-Simon related episode.
Yeah. So, that's what caused it.
I'm not a psychic. I didn't know this shit was going to happen. I don't know. But, oh well.
He was upset that we weren't talking about him anymore.
Yeah, maybe that's what did it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh well. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chaz. I wish we had emergency good news. We were all, like we were saying, we were all hoping for the big announcement to go in a lot different direction. I was hoping to do an emergency episode that, holy shit, did you see on iTunes the new album? But no, not the case.
Maybe it'll be emergency good news next episode.
Yeah, stay positive. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, man, and thanks out there to everybody. Like Chaz said, take a deep breath, try to stay calm, and embrace what you got, and hang in there. Thanks for listening to us. Yeah. We'll keep hashing this out one way or another, and talk hard.
We'll all get through this together.
Exactly. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.
For real-time updates. This message will repeat.